Oh, the big hook set. Oh, yeah, baby. That's, oh. Well, good day, guys. I got all my Walmart supplies here. I'm gonna do a 24-hour Walmart survival challenge with a twist. So the big twist is that my wife chose my supplies and I have no idea what she packed me. So this is the real test. We're gonna find out if my wife is gonna be cheeky with me or she's gonna be generous and kind and give me things that are easy to survive on or things that are going to challenge my ingenuity. I am on the lookout for a spot that I uncovered on this property that I thought would be a pretty cool place to survive at. And so while I'm looking for that place, I can't remember exactly where it is, you can watch my wife pick my supplies and we'll meet back here and see what we can do with it.
Hey everyone, I'm here at the local Walmart and Chris has told me that I need to prepare him for a 24-hour challenge. I have a $100 limit. I am going to make sure that he has some shelter, can make a fire, has water and food, and maybe we'll have a little fun with everything as well. So let's go and see what we can find. Okay, found the camping section and all of this stuff is really expensive, so I'm probably not going to get anything, but it would be nice if he had a sleeping bag, right? He needs to have some comfort out there. So I'll look for a cheap one, and then we're gonna add all this up on our way out and see if I can afford it all. Okay, so I found the tarps, but do I wanna make it that easy for him? Let's see. Tarps, ooh, there's some rope though. That will probably be useful. $9. Okay, get him some rope. How much? 50 feet. Okay, that's great. What else do we have here? A tent. Not getting a tent, that's for sure. All right, so here's some fire starter. They're like weird plastic matches and they hold the flame for up to 5 minutes. That might just be cool for him to try. I've never seen these before and cheaper than the lighter. Let's do it. Okay. All right, so putting this Spider-Man fishing line back or fishing pole back because it's missing the little fishy and I want to make sure he gets his little fishy. So here we go. We'll get a Hot Wheels one instead. Come with a hook. I think I might have to buy a hook separately. It doesn't say on the back. I really don't know what I'm doing. I couldn't find a pot in the camping section, so I'm going to grab one here. It's a little pricey, but I think this is his best chance to boil himself water instead of packing a bunch of water on this aisle. And I think, although it really doesn't make that much of a difference in price, just to give him a bit of a challenge, instead of the tarp, we're going to go with some extra large outdoor garbage bags, and I will go and find some duct tape. He already has the cordage, so this should work. Jackpot. All right, Barracuda. Never heard of this, but it is duct tape. 18 meters. Maybe I should spend a little bit extra and get enough that he'll be able to make a decent tarp with it. I'm gonna go with a Gatorade. Then he doesn't have to boil water as soon as he gets out there. I don't even know if he likes Gatorade. He's just gonna have to drink it. I've been in the canned food aisle for way too long trying to find something that Chris would be able to eat just in case he can't catch a fish. And I've made my way down to the fish because there's so many things Chris can't eat. He has a lot of dietary restrictions. Some of the vegetables are not going to do anything for him. And so I have found the largest can of salmon I've ever seen. Yeah, so it's only $6. I think that's what we'll go for. He's gonna have a bit of a hard time getting it open, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. I'm going to check it all now and make sure I'm under the $100 limit. I did pick up something that I got a little bit excited about for my sister. She loves spicy stuff, so that doesn't count. But everything else we will check and see if we're under the limit. All right, 14 takes us to 27. Right, that was expensive. 49. What else do we absolutely need? Let's get the cordage. 58. We need this. We're over 60. Come on. 69. 79. Uh-oh. Getting up there. 89. Oh Lord. Some things just don't scan. All right. I think we're going to have to forego the pot and go with the camp mug. Ooh. Now I'm in a spot. I've spent way too much. All right, I'm going to have to rethink and we'll see what I get rid of. Okay. As close as I could without going over. No towel, no butter.
Looks like there might be a raccoon in there. Hello, raccoon? No raccoon is home. So I thought of another cool thing while you guys are watching this. I'm gonna put a closed captioning feature down below. And so in the closed captioning, my wife's gonna be leaving her commentary. So she's gonna watch this kind of live back while pre-edit and gonna add in what she thinks about what I'm doing with the stuff and see if it meets her expectations. So hit the closed captioning button and follow along. We basically got a discard bin in the woods, a wooded discard bin. This is some old fence wire. This is what I think might be most useful. There's also some barbed wire here. Unfortunately, a lot of the containers that I'm finding here have holes in them. There's an old fender here. It's not intact anymore, but there are some old glass bottles. This might be useful for storing something to drink in. Obviously no holes in that, and then because it's glass, it should be easy to purify, store any kind of drinkable water, or maybe cook in it if I'm gentle enough. Some all kinds of broken stuff. Every single bucket is unfortunately rusted through. This one isn't rusted through on all sides except for the corners, but maybe that can be converted to something like a frying pan. Just trying to think out of the box here, because I haven't checked in my bag yet. Get it? We'll check in the bags, see what we have. I know biting insects are going to be a major factor today. Mosquitoes are out during the day, not such a big deal. But when you're trying to sleep, having the mosquitoes be out is a major issue. I'm going to spend the entire day and night here living on the contents. So my focus is going to be food, fire, water, and shelter. And they're going to be all contained in this bag somehow, or I'm going to have to produce it from what I'm able to find in the woods. Now, first things first, we don't want to sweat too much. It's not too hot, but it's not too not hot either. I only have one Gatorade and then I'm done. So I want to clear out this area here, get rid of any ticks or bugs or anything like that, and give me like a clean slate to build on. So all the sticks and everything we're going to remove. Anything dry we'll set aside. We'll use that for fire later on. So let's get going. All right, I'm going down to wet dirt. Hopefully that'll dry a little bit before. But we do have garbage bags to lay on, as long as we don't use too many in building our structure. I'll also clarify that I do have some hand tools with me. I do have my knife, which I have all the time. And I have whatever's in my camera bag. So I think I have a pair of a multi-tool I got from Bass Pro Shop, and some other tools, some snippers I grabbed from my other favorite hardware store, Princess Auto. So combine that with our Walmart survival challenge, we've got pretty much everything we need, I think, I hope. So there's a nice bare ground to work with. We just need to make a shelter here. Let's see how unwieldy this is going to be to work with. Got sticks and branches and everything in it. Piece of glass. Oh, somebody put it here because they didn't want it anymore. This is even going to be movable. I'll have to go for the other bundle instead. Come on, bundle. Oh, where's the start of this and where's the end of it? Okay, I think we actually did find the end here, thankfully. On barbed wire. Oh. Oh. Gotta watch my eyes on this stuff's nasty. That stuff's harder to work with than I thought. Probably not gonna be the easiest stuff to cut with a multi-tool, but we're gonna try. All right, this one's unwieldy. This one might be a little easier to work with, as long as this is sharp. Oh yeah, twist and bend it. Perfect. One clip and then twist and bend. Well, I've got a couple of sections here. The only problem with it is I think the reason somebody discarded it is because it's not very good. It's like missing sections, and like I think they just, when they discarded it, they just cut it random places, so it doesn't really give me much to work with. Also, it's extremely rusted, so when I try to bend it, it just actually wants to snap. There we go, we'll get it unwound. We just got to get this thing started. It's going to make a good structure. Come on. There's so much stuff tangled in it. Doesn't want to roll out. All right, so we're gonna pull a bag out. Bags, I guess. The size of the bag is gonna decide on how big I can make this tent. Obviously a bag can be doubled. It can be kept doubled, but I think it's more useful since I only have, well, I do have 20 of them, so that's quite a bit. But I don't need the structure to be big. So if I cut it two ways, then basically the length that I need is going to be the length of the one side of it. So if you know what I'm saying, so if I have a whole length and I cut it down, I can double the size of it if I don't cut the bum end of it. So that's going to be essentially the size of the height of one wall of the structure that I'm going to build. Okay, so they're this long, which is exactly the length of one side. So because that's the right size, we're going to actually make it a little bit shorter than that so we can get rid of all this refuse here, because that's going to just be, I mean, it'd be nice to have some extra, but we don't need it. Over some time, we'll be able to actually manipulate this a little bit more. A little bit of time, a little bit of effort. If we don't break anything, we'll be good. Kind of tent it together a little bit. That's why we need to make the structure, because the mosquitoes are going to be out in full force. 100%. Oh, I've got these nice loops at the top. Well, I think it's time for the rope now. I could probably fudge it together with some wire, but the wire's got like barbed wire all over it, so it doesn't want to thread really good. I'm gonna line these eyelets up a little bit. Oh, come on. It's supremely inconvenient to work with, I should say, but I like how that's a convenient thing to happen. Okay, so those eyelets should match up like so. This stuff's really good waterproofing rope, but it is definitely a Walmart brand of rope. It's not the greatest rope to work with, especially if you're going to do any kind of bushcrafty stuff with it, because it just kind of wants to thread apart and all that. And it doesn't tie very well either. That's the main thing I don't like about it. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some more bug dope soon. Kind of making a canoe. And then we'll fold our tent back out here. That's why it's small. It's collapsed again. That broke off. Start building our front back down. Back sealed up nice and tight. We'll square it up a little bit. There, it's a pretty cool structure. Here we go, that's a little better. It's a little bit wonky, but the structure is pretty good. I just need to be able to crawl in there and escape those mosquitoes. That should work. The smaller sticks here, like so. It's a good one. That's the easiest way to cut these with a knife. Another small one over here. A couple of small ones. There's another one here. We don't want these to be pokey at all. I need probably a couple of dozen, I would say. A whole bunch of the sticks like this, but we've got to clean them up. I'm going to add a little bit of rigidity to this thing so that it kind of holds together a little bit more. Just weave through. And then we'll plunge that down on the bottom, and if this will bend, which it will, we go all the way to the other side. It's looking better already. And it's making the shape a lot better too. It's kind of fanning the structure out a little bit. So the longer ones are maybe a little trickier to bend. Gotta go over top. Ugh. Oh, the mosquitoes. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're absolutely everywhere. So I think I've done a pretty good job there. It's kind of like an upside down canoe. It's nice and rigid now. And it's going to hold its shape. So it's pegged down. All corners are all pegged down with the wire mesh fencing. And then this is also pegged down all the way around as well. I'll probably add a little bit more at the back here. Well, the back's not too bad actually. And then I made the opening just big enough to crawl in. I'm not even worried about rain. I mean, I am, but I'm not as worried about rain as I am about the mosquitoes. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the mosquitoes are absolutely horrendous, and it's already worn off. My mosquitoes already worn off. I thought that was just a smoosh mosquito on my nose. So, thankful for this, but I can't be putting this stuff on every half an hour when I'm sleeping. So I want to be like 100% contained. To put back, oh, stuff's so gross. I hate using this stuff, but I don't know if you guys know what Canada is like, but the mosquitoes here are something else. Hydration in me. I am kind of rationing this a little bit. So that's only my second sip. I haven't come across any water here yet, so once I get the shelter built, probably before I make a fire. So we might have enough to go full length, like one side then the other side, but the problem with that is I only know how to hold it onto the peak. Like if I put it on the peak, it's probably just going to slough off. Kind of multiply this bag into two. Got to stay away from the butt seam. So I'm not going to touch the end here. Go all the way to the end, one end to the other. And then we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. I don't know if it's my wife trolling me or what. She gets the clear bag, so it means I have absolutely no privacy in this tent. And it's not windy right now, but it might become windy. So I'm going to have to fasten the bottoms, which is why I made sure I measured it first. So I should have tail ends on either side of the structure. And then for this last one, I think I'm only going to cut one side for now, and I'm going to see, because I have an idea that might work for this one. So the end here is still intact. So we should be able to sock it up a little bit here. Put a nice tail section on there. Then we'll just add a bunch of debris. I was getting concerned with how many bags I had left because it looked like I was running out. But then I checked in the box and I still got a half a box left, which means I've used fewer than 10, fewer than half, which is good. Barely used any of my rope. And it just dawned on me that Courtney got me tuna, or salmon I should say. She got me salmon. She got me salmon. All those survival challenges I took, she got me salmon. And it's 418 grams. One serving is 55 grams. So let's say there's like 3 or 4 servings in there. 60 calories per serving, so there's like 350 calories in this can of salmon. She got me 350. Is there nothing else in here to eat? She really thought I was gonna go fishing, didn't she? With a bug smear on my nose. She really thought I was gonna go, what she think I was gonna go hunting and fishing? Or like, Oh my gosh, I got 350 calories. I guess this Gatorade's probably got some calories in it too. How many? 160 calories per bottle. So I've got 500 calories to get me through. Oh my gosh. So Courtney, what were you thinking? I believe I mentioned, like, sort of in passing, that I might like to have a stick of butter, because I know there's some wild edibles out here that would go really nice with a stick of butter. As far as like cooking them on their own, I don't know if I can cook them on their own without butter. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm feeling a lot better anyway, because I've got my shelter built. I could also use this for a blanket, a rain jacket. You just basically poke your head through it, stick your arms through it. It'll also work as a bug jacket. If the bugs are starting to get really bad and starting to bite through my shirt, they thankfully got bug spray. If I didn't, I would have to use the bags. Bottle, where'd that bottle go that I found earlier? I don't think I can boil in any other containers over here. That one's got a slug in it. All right, won't use that one unless I have to. That one's broken, so can't use that one. These looks like some old ketchup bottles. That one just looks dirty and nasty, but it'll work. Oh, this one's got all kinds of living creatures in it. And water. You guys gonna drink from that? Would you guys drink from that even if you purified it? Ugh, I don't know about that one. I think we're gonna have to see just how far our water supply is, but I got 3 or 4 bottles. Stuff just keeps making me thirstier. Oh, if it's the sugars in there, or the salts. Oh, it tastes good though. Just makes me want to keep drinking. A bit more bug spray. Oh. All right, get our supplies straightened out here. We got, what did you get? The cleanest one. This is the dirtiest one because it actually had scum and water in it. Little Billy can. I wonder, Courtney, if she could have got me a bigger one. It's like, this is the biggest one she could find. We're starting to look like a little bit of a hobo, and a little bit like we're just surviving out of Walmart here. Oh, I'm looking forward to some dry meat. The driest, fat-freest meat you can find. I haven't ducked into the tuck tape. Ducked in, funny. And then interested to see how these start. Like, is there a starter in there? Where do you strike it? Like, is there instructions on there? Like, how does it get started? I don't see a starter. I guess we'll see if that goes. If it doesn't, then, well, we're gonna have a hard time, aren't we? In fishing. Hot Wheels. Wonder if this thing will catch a fish. Okay, water. This is the one I picked. That's the one I picked. Oh, there's a mason jar. Oh, a mason jar is better. Because a mason jar we can actually wash out. There's another funny bottle. I kind of have an idea where there might be some water. Oh, that looks like a deer scrape. A paw print right there. Nice licking branch up top. Oh yeah, there's a deer trail right here. Cool. I keep an eye out for things to eat. There'll be a raccoon in there. Is there a raccoon in there? I don't know how I'd kill it. Looks like there's just like a tiny bit of water in it right now. But a tiny bit of water is all we need. And it looks pretty clear, pretty clean. Nice clear water. I don't know if it's spring fed, but no idea where this is coming from. There could be a dead carcass or a dead animal somewhere upstream from me, and I would never know. A lot of people make comments about how in the 5-gallon survival challenge I should have drank the rainwater, and how rainwater was preferable to creek water, but you know what? They are the same to me. If I have a life straw, I'm using the life straw on the rainwater as much as I'm using it in the creek. It looks pretty clear. Probably drink it like that, but you know what? Just like a tarp, you might have something that's over there. You guys see that right there? Let's get that in focus there. See that? You guys know what that is? That's bird poop. That's bird poop right there. And bird poop could be on a tarp. I found a wild edible. Fiddleheads. They start off as fiddleheads and they end up as ferns. But they've all curled out. So normally they would be about that tall when they're a fiddlehead, and they're edible. But I can use this for a a building material. If I didn't have plastic, enough of these will be waterproofing. I don't want that to tip over. All right, let's see about these stupid matches. How do you strike them? Oh, I gotta get a fire lay first, and then I'll get it going. Oh. Some dry cedar, but no axe or saw, and I guess I would have broke the budget. So we're breaking branches. Well, it is kind of funny that Courtney didn't give me a lighter. I think a lighter gives you more starch than those matches do, but those matches will give you like a longer burst. Meaning like if you don't have good tinder or whatever, then it's just gonna burn for a lot longer, so it's gonna help catch like wet wood or whatever. I only got like 25 tries for a fire. Whereas a lighter, I would have like, I don't know, thousands of tries. So I think Courtney's pranking me on that one, but you never know. A ferro rod would be like more of a bushcrafty challenge, but I think the matches here, these stinking little fire sticks, kind of gimmicky, kind of thing like city people buy. 25 units is more like, you know, you got 25 tries to make a fire, and if you don't, then you are stuck drinking one thing of Gatorade, and you know, you're not gonna have anything to cook anything with. But I don't have anything to cook anyway. I didn't get like a can of beans or a can of soup. I didn't get a meal. I got like legit dry butt fish. Like, I don't mind salmon, but I want to put some mayo on it. I want to put it on a sandwich. I want some lettuce. I want some tomato. I mean, this is Wilderness Living Challenge Season 1 kind of stuff, where we learned that you had to eat beavers and, you know, bears and things like that because they had fats. So, yeah, I mean, if I don't get really witty about, like, trying to actually catch some food, which I don't have any means of doing because I don't think, like, there's no fish on this property. There's no fish that I know where to catch here. So, like, I'm just going to be casting that thing in the bush. Maybe I'll catch a squirrel. Before I risk failing with the fire, I want to see if I can actually scooch in here. A couple of sticks that are pokey at the front. Oh yeah, I got lots of room. I'm not even close to the bottom. All right, fire time. Let's try these out. I'm scared of these matches. The heck do I do with it? They're stuck together. They're glued together. And I feel like there's got some wax on them. I think that's the only trick, is there's wax on them. But like, okay, so I've got the match now, and it's got a head on it. But oh, that's why. There's the striker. Like, how could there not be a striker? Like, I thought the striker would be inside the box or like on the back. The striker's just on the side. I was worried for no reason at all. All right, so I got some yellow birch in there, and I got the driest cedar you could find in the world. Driest in the world. So let's find out if we're gonna break the match, light it right away with this. Oh, well, that's easy. Now probably, if it goes out, that's a problem. Okay, so it's not going straight away, not out of the gate anyway. It's supposed to be thermoplastic. Ow, damn it, it just shot stuff at me. Wow, what's happening now? It's just fizzling. It just like literally shot goop at me. Thermoplastic. This is exactly what you guys say we're not supposed to do. A type of plastic made up of recycled polymer resin. Well, it's dripping plastic now. That becomes soft when it's heated and hard when it's cooled. These materials are easily recycled, waterproof, non-toxic. Non-toxic? I don't believe that for a second. And provides a slow burn of up to 5 minutes. There's no way this thing's burning for 5 minutes and it's dripping plastic. It doesn't smell toxic. It's fizzling and it's popping and it's... Look at the blue color coming out of that thing. That's insane. Okay, first things first, these fire sticks, they shoot plastic everywhere. So you cannot hold it like a conventional starter. You cannot hold it like right side up because it's going to drip on your hand and burn you. 5 minute burn, like maybe if it's not windy, but it's windy here, so it's just going. Look at the blue coming out of there. All right, well, I'm pretty sure it's going to light my fire lay because my fire lay is perfect and it's filled with birch bark. We're going to get a one match fire out of this thing. Well, how could we not? I mean, we got fire sticks. Walmart, this is Walmart brand, Olympia fire sticks. All right, I got to get out of the way or I'm going to catch on fire now. Be gone, mosquitoes. Oh, and I gotta boil some water. Well, there's nothing to make it campier than having a nice warm fire. It's nice and smoky, which is gonna get rid of those mosquitoes. People don't like smoke. Mosquitoes don't like smoke either. We got our shelter squared away. We got water, but we can't drink it yet because it's not purified. We got food. We got a can of salmon. We got no way of opening it yet though. I don't know, how do you guys open a can? Put down in the comments below all your ideas on how you open a tin can. I have my idea, you guys have your idea. Man, I was hoping I was gonna get a can of soup or something. Haven't used this. It's gonna be like, it's gonna become some home stuff because I really don't know how to use it yet. What else have I not used yet? Just the fishing rod and the hook. We'll put that to use before. I promise you I'm going to use that fishing rod. I'm going to catch a fish with that fishing rod before this video is over because I want to see if I can do it. The only troll I think I'm getting on this here is it's this at this point. I think I've done pretty good on everything else. And to be fair with this fishing rod, I'm pretty sure that Courtney didn't know where I was going to go. Like, it's all bush here. There's like just that little creek of water and there's not going to be any fish in there. I think she thought I could actually legitimately catch a fish with where I was going. I didn't think of it. I just thought I was going to get a can of soup or some beans. It's durable, it's a chair. If it's not durable, the bottom's compressing out of it. Make do with what we got. It's kind of like bushcraft. It's kind of like just like being a hobo. Do I sit on that side? Do I sit on that side? Yeah, maybe you can't hear that, but oh yeah. Uh-oh, I went through. Okay, so that's just gonna be a cooker. So I've got one pot and put it inside the other pot. Like so. I'm just gonna cut this rubber piece up or fold it up. And then I've got just like a little bit of a raised. That's pretty good. And the rubber's actually pretty comfy. Now that should concentrate the heat. Oh yeah, the whole thing's hot. So it's gonna chimney up here. And then also it's gonna let me be able to kind of manipulate it, right? I could put a lid on top, that would accelerate things even more, but it's just gonna make the water very smoky. You see it's already starting to form bubbles a little bit at the bottom. And then we can also speed it up even more by doing this. Well, if I'm being honest, that's the most annoying way to boil a cup of water I've ever experienced. It is slow going. Like, I don't get it. I mean, it's just not got no heat transfer. Sticking it right on the coals is just not enough, and then I'm losing water. Like I'm getting like a little bit of the bubbles forming at the bottom, but it's just not getting hot enough. Stick it right in the fire. It's still not boiling. Oh, but that's hot as heck. Yowzers, that's hot. Why is it not boiling? I've never had such a hard time boiling water in my life. So there's that. This pot. Some of you guys suggested this for the 5-gallon challenge, to put like just a small pot in there. But there's something wrong with this small pot. Like it won't boil. Like I think the water's fine. I would be confident enough to drink it. If you guys have any ideas of why that's not boiling, maybe it's not hot enough, but I think it is. I've got pots that are stainless steel like that boil water, and they're bigger. It just doesn't seem to want to conduct the heat. Okay, so we're gonna eat. Bushcraft fork. So how are you opening your can if you don't have a can opener? How do you open it? Sharp point. It's not good for your knife, but you know what? This is Walmart Survival Challenge, so it's an emergency, of course. So yeah, we're just gonna get it started, and it doesn't want to stay up on this bucket here that I've got. Yeah, not gonna work. All right, see you later, bucket. Some pretty strong steel, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to like start stabbing it with your hand down there, because that's bad. Bad news, bear. Oh, okay, I get it started there, and then we're gonna put a hole in the opposite end, and then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna drink salmon water. So the hole at the top obviously makes it so that it leaks. The water will leak. Otherwise, it would just create a vacuum. That's actually really good. This is a very tough lid. They're not usually this tough. Oh. Oh. This is really bad for your blade. Rounding off the tip. But if you guys know a better way, let me know. I just was not expecting it to be this tough. I think you could smash it with a rock. I'm not gonna be too fancy here. We're just gonna open it up enough so that we can get our fish out. There we go. And if you didn't have a pot to boil, a cup to boil, a piece of garbage to boil, you could boil in your can. But if you're gonna live out here long term, you're just gonna have to probably drink water out of the creek, which is what people used to do. And then the strongest ones survived. That is actually really good. I'm glad I didn't drink all the juice out. This is 400 calories, 500 calories of just fish. So I'm beginning to wonder if Courtney actually watched the Wilderness Living Challenge Season 1, where all we ate was fish. Maybe she did. Ouch, mosquito. Oh, and it smells like smoke. Oh, you could just smell smoke. Oh. All right, well, bottoms up, boys. Oh. So ramps are normally the first things that come out in the spring. One of the first anyway. And they're easy to spot. I mean, they smell like onions, and they got a big green leaf. And there's just like, when you find a patch, there's a good patch. I could just start randomly digging. Like if I knew where they were, I could just start randomly digging. And then if I find a clump of them, I'll just be right in it. Never would have guessed that it would have disappeared like completely. There's something. Thing is, I don't have like a great shovel or anything. just try a couple of spots and see what happens. But it'd be pretty sweet if I could find some. Where do I look? This is like worse than the treasure hunt. It's a treasure hunt without a map. The tulip dies off and goes away and the green's still there, but the bulb's still there. Well, I really am just trying in a random spot in the forest. And I got a digging stick. And I hate digging sticks. They're terrible to dig with. None there. I did find some worms though. Be good for fishing. If there was any fish anywhere. See that little tuber there? You know, it might be a trout lily. If it doesn't smell like onion, it could be a trout lily, but I don't know, and I'm not going to eat it. I don't know what it is, but no, it's not a leek. I think it's a trout lily though. So kind of on the right track, but try a couple more spots since we have the time. I do got a couple more projects around camp to do still. Another trout lily bulb. Kind of what we're looking for, but we need them to be a lot bigger. It was, I was really hoping there would be a bit more sign, but like we're super late. What they do is you mark the patches and then you can come back to them. And then they're not gonna get up and walk away. I have no idea where they are. And you can see this is a pretty large woods. Well, probably shouldn't have waited till now to make a door, but here we are. So that's our door. We just gotta make it less like a window. Well, before this made a better window than a door, now it's gonna make a much better door than a window. As long as it all stays together, which it should be able to fold it up, lock it down, and then there's gonna be impenetrable from mosquitoes. Just what we want. It's a little heavier than I expected though. Huh, all that and it broke. Well, it's not all lost. It just means either I gotta rebuild this or repair it. Well, she's pretty thick anyway. I'll test it with the bags right now, just for comfort. And if it passes the comfort test, then I don't care. I got my jacket to sleep on too. And these ones I'm not even using because I'm not opening them. So these will be reused. We're gonna watch for any pokey bits. And there aren't any pokey bits in here. This is sweet. Perfect. 3 ought to do. So we only will overlap that one. That one's fun. I made this super long. Man. This is brilliant. Okay. Nice and wide. Wonderful. Perfect. There's some couple mosquitoes in here already, but we'll squash those before we go to bed. Yeah, I did a really good job on flattening everything out. Like there's no lumps, there's no bumps, there's no nothing. My head isn't anywhere near touching the end, and my feet are still in the shell. Well, they're just barely poking out. So I might have to use the full length. Not quite the full length. See the caterpillar? We don't want that in here. Ugh, go away. Caterpillar doesn't want to be in here either. It's the first time laying down all day. I could get used to that. Oh, I squished that caterpillar. Ew, gross. Gross. Now, a bit of a mistake to let this fire go out, because that means I'm going to have to use another match, unless there's some heat left in there. Which I don't know if there there's a little bit of heat. Another match means we have 22 units left of 24. Oh, I put it out. I legit put it out. Is it gonna start again? Oh, now it's totally useless. I just threw it in there. Like, what could go wrong? These can go out. Come on, go. I don't understand why it's not going as well. It's also pretty challenging to get wood without anything to cut it with, because you're just left with like things that are already on the ground or already the right size. It's hard to get anything hardwood. This is like a piece of hardwood, but it's wet because it's sitting on the ground. Some of this is pretty wet. I'll get camp tidied up. Duct tape. I never used the duct tape. Not at all. Never used the fishing rod either. And then there's a little tiny bit of salmon left. Very tiny bit. I used a lot of bug spray though. And I've got, let's say, 3/4 of Gatorade left. So that's pretty darn good. Yep. Fishing rod. Eating the salmon's gonna make me want to drink, which means I'm gonna have to go probably get more water before bed. I drank the other one already, so that's gonna be probably the hardest part. I think shelter went well. Sorry, probably food and water were the big challenges this time. Yeah. I'll have a belly full of salmon, but that's about it. That is it. 450 calories for well, 5 hours of work. Maybe it doesn't look like 5 hours of work, but that's how much work went into everything. Well, more than 5 hours if you count the hiking and everything else. I'm non-stop moving around, even to build a little structure like that. It's a pretty dirty fire, but that's what you get when you can't get choice wood, like the dry stuff. You just, whatever you can find, it's gonna have to dry in the fire. Call it a white man fire. And then the other thing is, I got long branches. They go all the way out to there, and then as they burn off, I can take them out and just draw them in. You can do in kind of tropical environments where it's actually very dry, is you just put your 3 ends into the fire, and then you continuously feed that in. But it doesn't work everywhere. If it's wet, it doesn't work. One check, see if my door works. My door's already falling apart. I don't know if this is the best door in the world, but it's the door I got. Question really is whether I can close it. And I think I might have to go this way. We only got to do this once. Well, twice, because we got to get the camera. And up she goes. Oh, that went better than I thought. But we got a little gap here. Oh, beauty. That's pretty good. There's a small hole there, but that's okay. Oh, I don't mind that. If a mosquito wants to get in there, then it deserves to be able to get in there. It's spacious enough. It's just the right size. I does feel like the air is a little bit stale, but I do feel some air coming in through the back here, so that should be enough that I'm not going to suffocate, I would guess. Probably turn off the outside camera and pack her in for the night for the most part. Maybe I'll sit by the fire for a little bit, but yeah, this is good. I've got lots of foot room, perfect amount of foot room, perfect amount of hand room, all the way, perfect length. I got everything, just nailed it. Got her down perfect. That's just the dry run because I gotta still go, the camera's still turned on outside. So I gotta go do this again. Good morning. Rise and shine, everybody. Oh. Morning. It is morning. All right. Well, I survived. I made it. Not in a pleasant way, but I did make it. I'm gonna add another clip right now to using that fishing rod to show you that I could use it and I could actually catch a fish if there were fish here. Brake strength on that Hot Wheels rod. I did have some kind of animal come into camp. Sounded like a raccoon, but there was no way I was getting out of my shelter again. Probably from all the salmon I left around, and it wasn't super comfortable. But you guys knew that because, you know, what do you expect when you're sleeping on the garbage bag from Walmart? Anyway, I hope you guys appreciate this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. The Hot Wheels Walmart special rod. Big juicy worm on here. I'll do a little bit of flip fishing here. Oh, the big hook set. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, no. Oh, I thought it came off. It's still there. Oh, it did come off. Oh, what a fight. Oh, there's good. There's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, missed him. Oh, that guy got off again. Oh, there's a fish right away. Oh, it's a good one too. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, we're gonna have to beach this guy. Oh, oh. Oh no. Ah. I got off. My, what a fish. Oh, it's right at the boat, right at the boat. Right at the boat, right there. Oh, jeepers. Oh, got him, right there. Holy. Right there. Oh. Fish are loving it. This is the one we want. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, we need a landing net. Got so much energy left. I caught him right below my feet. Oh, stay on. Oh, stay on. There we go, boys. Check it. It works. Oh boy. Oh, what a fight. What a fight. Oh, we got to land this guy. Oh, what a fight. Here we go, boys. Walmart Survival Challenge with the Hot Wheels rod. Beauty.